Good morning, my name is Paul. If you're looking for something which is really luxurious, very comfortable, sits a bit higher in the traffic and gives you more ground clearance, then the Range Rover is a very good choice. And if you don't really want a diesel, you don't really want the big V8, the P400 is an excellent choice. The car behind me is a 2025 Range Rover Vogue SE P400 in Varesine Blue. I'd like to show you around. So this is a 2025 registered car. It's got the P400, so it's a petrol engine with 400 brake horsepower, and it doesn't have the big emissions of the larger V8s. But with 400 brake horsepower, it's certainly powerful enough to make this very effortless to drive, to give it plenty of power to pull away in traffic and overtake and what have you. The Varesine Blue is a beautiful shade of blue. I'll just home in. It's not sunny outside, so I can't show you that very well, but I can tell you it's a very nice, beautiful shade of blue. We've got some black styling. So we've got the privacy glass, the black exterior styling around the windows, lower bumper sections, of course the rear lights and the Range Rover badge. And we've got these lovely diamond cut wheels as well, contrasting black along the sills. And this is a very smart looking Range Rover. Again, more of that contrasting black through the front. So the combination, this has a Perlino interior. So it's got a really nice light colour interior. What used to be ivory. But of course, this is one of the much later shaped cars. Now I'm just going to show you, this car has done less than 4,000 miles from new. I'm just going to show you the reflection in the panels to show you how clean the paint finish is. No dinks, scratches or anything like that. It's just a nice clear reflection in the paintwork. That goes the same for the bonnet. The condition all the way around the front is very nice. I can see there's a front facing camera. So that tells me we have a 360-degree surround view, which is going to make parking a lot easier, especially in the dark and when it's raining. And again, just looking through the reflection of those panels, that shows you that this is a really nice clean car. And there we go, there's another camera just tucked in here. A very nice clean shape. I do love this shape Range Rover. Very clean lines. So we have a split tailgate. The top part opens. You can see we have this section of the parcel shelf which moves back automatically, and I can push this section here, and that will also come down and give you a nice strong loading area and something that you can actually sit on. It's strong enough to sit on. And as well as that, if you're loading something heavy into the back, you can drop or raise the suspension to make it easier to put things in the back, as you can see, and you can adjust. You can move the parcel shelf backwards and forwards. It also has a full-size spare wheel, so that's a rarity nowadays. Now if I press the top on, you'll see the whole lot comes together rather nicely, and on the inside, parcel shelf closes, all works together rather beautifully. Moving to the inside, I'll start with the rear. Now when the car's unlocked, these will pop out, and when it's locked they'll pop in flush, which helps aerodynamics, and again it keeps those really nice smooth lines. Privacy glass, there's ignition on. I'll put the ignition on, because we have, as well as the privacy glass, we have rear blinds. Just pop that on. So now if I open the window, or close the window rather, we now have an electric rear window blind, and that gives you more protection from the sun, more privacy than you would have without it. And it uses the same button here as the window button. And now if I press the window button again, you can see the window comes down. And a nice thing to note about these windows, if you look here, you can see it's actually two panes of glass. So that is double glazing. I don't know if you can see that. So double glazing, it's not light for your house, it keeps it nice and warm. It does help to keep noise out, which means the cabin is a lot quieter, but probably more importantly, double glazing is a lot harder to break into, which makes this car a lot more secure. I can close the roof blind from here, and I can also select the other side window and open and close both blinds at the same time from one door, which is rather cool. So the Perlino, we have a nice black, shiny black piano, Perlino leather, lovely double rows of stitching, nice clean door handle, Meridian sound system. So get my camera to focus. There we go, back in the rope. And then moving towards the back, you can see you've got 3 proper headrests, 3 proper seat belts, Isofix points here as well for the outer seats, and plenty of leg room, really nice quality carpets. And in the back here, although they're not switched on, they're not switched on because the ignition is not fully on, we have 4-zone climate control. Moving towards the front, if I just close that door gently, you can see the car pulls the door in. That's called soft closed doors. You can show that to your children, stops them from slamming the doors, which is nice. Here we have the driver's door. We've got the memory seats, memory position for the seat, electrical adjustment for the seat, backwards and forwards, and then of course your 4 electric windows. You can isolate the ones at the rear, and you can also drop the suspension from here. So if you've got someone who has difficulty getting in and out of the car, it helps them to get in because you can drop the suspension in order to help them in. And while we're here, I'm going to show you this lovely mood lighting. It's configurable, and it does look rather nice. And we can't show you here, but when the lights are off, it'll give you puddle lights as well. So when you open the door in the dark and the wet, you don't just step into a puddle, it'll highlight them for you. So the seats, very, very comfortable, nicely sculpted, lots of support laterally here, lots of support on the side. They are also perforated because you have cooled seats as well as heated seats. So air blows through these sections here to help keep you cool if you're on a hot day. Now I'm going to start the car. So mileage showing is 3684. We have digital dash. I'm just going to, now that's started, I'm just going to show you in the rear. Because we now have the rear screen, so you can adjust the temperature for either. If I push this, you can see I now have heated seats at the back as well. So the 2 outside seats are also heated, so your rear passengers can be just as comfortable as you are. Now, just close the door. So now using these buttons on the steering wheel, if I press the button here, that will give me various different options. One of the options I'm going to show you is the display layout, because this has a digital dashboard, and I'm going to show you that we can have a full map if we want to, but there are lots of other options as well. Display layout, so you can actually customize the screen to your liking, which is lovely. We have cruise control, and I can see with these 2 arrows here, I can tell you it's radar assisted, so it's active cruise control. What that means is it takes into account cars in front of you, so if you're set at 70 miles an hour, someone pulls out in front of you doing 60, the car will slow down for you rather than you having to hit the brakes. It'll hold a distance between yourself and the car in front. When they move out of the way, it'll accelerate back up to the speed you had set. And these arrows here means you can close the gap between you and the car in front, or increase the gap between you and the car in front, depending on road conditions and your level of comfort. And one of my favourite buttons there is the heated steering wheel. And you can see we have a limiter there as well. Really nicely leathered dual colour steering wheel. Feels very luxurious. Now I can also open the full length roof from here with the blind. And then here we have a decent sized screen, nice and easy to read. I can set my heated seats and what have you from here. I can scroll through various different options, or I can click onto the apps, and the apps gives me climate control, low traction launch, vehicle dimensions, timed climate, so you can set the climate control to come on before you get into the car. Obviously your phone. We have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Park assist. Now the park assist isn't just parking sensors and a camera. As you can see here, this will help you to park. So this will take care of the steering for you, whether you're parallel parking or parking in a car parking bay, and it'll help you to pull out as well. So if you're not so confident of parking, if the conditions are not favourable, i.e. dark and raining and that sort of thing, you can get the car to help you, which is a very nice thing to have. And you can hear they've got sort of this haptic feedback when you press these buttons, so it doesn't just feel like you're touching a screen. You can actually feel some feedback there. You can adjust the ride height, as I said. So normal with access at the moment, so on a lower setting, we can have normal, so the car will raise up a little bit more, and then off-road as well. And when you consider how much water we've had recently, this tells you can actually how much waiting distance you can have. That is nice and easy. Now if I press this button just here, I can move that into reverse, and you can see that now lights up reverse, and it also engages these two cameras, a very clear rear view camera, so I can see registration numbers, I can see all the cars behind me, and then here we've got the 3D surround view. And if I turn the steering wheel, you can see that the trajectory shown in these yellow lines changes, and I go out to the right, and again that helps you to, one, understand when your wheels are pointing in the same direction at the front, and two, where you're going to go when you're reversing. Press the P button and it goes back into park. So we have USB-C, some charging if your phone permits it, some cup holders, and a bit of storage in here. And if I press here, I can also show you that I've got refrigerated cool box, 2 different heat settings. The light comes on, keeps your can of Coke, Mars bar, whatever you like to put in there, nice and cool. Just drop the key. And one of my personal favorites with these is these armrests. With this dial, you can actually turn that, and adjust the armrest up and down on both front seats. So a very smart car, lots of equipment, plenty of power, 400 brake horsepower. You can change gear manually if you want to. You can change down with this one and up with this one. Plenty of power. Push button start. Digital screen. Just a lovely, lovely thing. Very, very comfortable. Put that down there. And it gives you the sound of a nice 6-cylinder, 400 horsepower engine. A very nice, very smart looking car. Incredibly comfortable to drive. So I hope you like the car. I hope you like the video and find the video useful. If you'd like to know more about the car, please visit our website, www.bramshawbv.com. Drop us an email, drop us a text or WhatsApp, or simply pick up the phone and speak to us. We'd love to talk to you about it. Thanks for watching.